The tent was torn open. From the inside, 9 young hikers, seasoned, experienced, suddenly fleeing into the freezing night. Footprints crisscrossed the snow, some in socks, some bare. And then they stopped, disappearing into nothing. The wind carried a strange whistling hum, like a voice, but without words. Their backpacks, shoes, and coats lay behind them, abandoned. The cold did not wait, it stalked them. And yet, this wasn't the worst of it. When rescuers finally arrived, what they found would confound logic.
6 of the hikers had died of hypothermia. 3 were different. Crushed ribs, fractured skulls, missing eyes and tongues. Their clothing contained traces of radiation. Clothes were mismatched, reversed, and the tent, it was slashed from the inside as if they had been attacked by something unseen. Some footprints ended mid-slope, abruptly, as if swallowed by the snow. For decades, investigators have asked the same question: what drove them to flee? What claimed them that night? They were students from the Ural Polytechnical Institute. Igor Dyatlov, the 23-year-old group leader, was cautious and experienced. Zenaida Kolmogorova, skilled in skiing. Rustem Slobodin, the quiet strategist. Lyudmila Dubanina, often noted for her composure under pressure. Each had trained for months, some for years, for this trek. They were fit, competent, and unafraid of the cold, but the mountains do not care for skill or courage.
Timeline: January 27th, 1959. The group sets off from Sverdlovsk. January 31, they reach the eastern slopes of Kholat-Syakhl. February 1, camp is pitched on a slope locals would have avoided. Wind speeds reach 15 meters per second. Temperature plunges below -25 degrees Celsius. By 6:30 p.m., notes describe unease, branches snapping, strange sounds, lights moving at the tree line. 10 p.m., the tent is intact. Diaries mention odd shadows. Midnight, they begin packing, or so it seems. By 1 a.m., the tent is slashed from the inside, and 9 figures disappear into a storm that will never let them return. Rescue teams arrived on February 26th. Snow had covered much of the tracks. The first bodies were found near the tree line. Clothing was reversed, missing, or swapped between hikers. Shoes were abandoned. 6 had succumbed to exposure. 3 had injuries inconsistent with natural causes. The autopsies revealed internal trauma, crushed ribs, skull fractures, but without external signs of struggle. Radiation was detected on some garments, faint but real. No human attacker could account for the injuries. No predator could match the scene. The official report noted, simply, cause of death could not be determined in part. Investigators also noted the tent, slashed from the inside, corners ripped. Nothing indicated a struggle inside. The scene suggested panic, but the degree and nature of injuries suggested something else entirely. Evidence boards, witness notes, and survivor diaries created a puzzle, and it was a puzzle that went cold, unresolved, for decades. The Dyatlov Pass incident is haunted by anomalies. Witnesses, mostly locals and hunters, spoke of strange lights above the slope the night they died. Some described them as bluish, hovering, moving against the wind. Sounds were reported, whistling, singing, voices that carried in the storm. Diaries describe the wind is alive.
Footprints and mid-slope. Bodies show trauma inconsistent with any fall or human attack. Clothing shows traces of radiation. One victim's tongue and eyes were missing. They shed warmth voluntarily, leaving coats and shoes behind. In some ways, the evidence suggests rational panic. In others, it hints at something unseen, something heavier than fear. A presence that disorients, that pushes people beyond reason. Even decades later, drones and thermal imaging show depressions and snow anomalies that cannot be explained by footfalls alone. Something moved, unseen, in those final hours. Something that may never be explained.
Theory 1. Avalanche. Plausible for panic, possible for internal injuries, yet the slope's angle and tent positioning contradict this. Theory 2. Military testing. Radiation traces support it, but no records confirm secret activity at that time. Theory 3. Infrasound-induced panic. Certain wind patterns can cause irrational terror, nausea, hallucinations, but cannot explain crushed ribs or missing body parts. Theory 4. Extraterrestrial or cryptid involvement. Fringe, unproven, yet persistent in local folklore, aligning with some witness reports.
Each theory is compelling. Each falls short. Public fascination remains strong. Documentaries, investigative reports, and conspiracy forums debate endlessly. Yet no conclusion satisfies all the facts. The Dyatlov Pass incident is a case where logic and terror collide.
9 young lives intersected with forces we do not understand. Nature, perhaps. Human error, perhaps. Something else, possibly. The mountain endures, indifferent. It does not forgive, and it does not explain. Investigators left with notes, diagrams, and the weight of unanswered questions. Families left with grief. The world left with a mystery. What drives someone to run into the storm, barefoot in the dead of night? What unseen force shatters bodies, scatters gear, and leaves no trail? We may never know. And in that unknown lies the enduring terror that some stories are beyond resolution, beyond justice, beyond comprehension, and we are left wondering. Holds its secrets still, and somewhere in the wind that whistles across its frozen slopes, the question remains, what truly claimed them?